In today's class, let us discuss about the farmers' movement. Yes, in the 19th century, many revolutions that took place in the history. Similarly, here the farmer movement is also one. Let us discuss about that. This is a very important movement in the history. As here in the period of the 1970, Devaraj Arasu, on that period he is the CM of our Karnataka. He brings the more social change, in the sense he brings the more social reformation in his period. Who? Devaraj Arasu. So he want to fight against the caste system, and he brings the many legal measures to eradicate the caste system. So here he is trying to bring the various legal measures to free the veteran of the shakeless of caste system. Understand? Then in a sense he fight against the caste system and he brings the more laws and regulation to eradicate the caste system. As the next one is, on that time we can see that the more tenancy system is there, then bonded labor system is also practiced on that period. So he tried to eradicate this bonded labor system and tenancy system. It is a very harmful practices, systems for the farmers. Is it? So bonded labor system, we all already know that what is the meaning of bonded labor system. Is a tenancy system. The farmers are getting the tenancies for doing work there, but more profit is going to the who given the tenants for the farmers. Understand? So they are exploiting, mediators are exploiting here, and bonded labor system, it is like the slavery. Is it? So Devaraj Arasu is trying to eradicate all this problem. Understand this? Yes, then he want to release, in a sense he want to make the free for the farmers by the debit. What is he want to release the farmers from the debit? Understand what he is want to release the farmers from the debit. Then Basavalingaya, he want to eradicate that practice of the carrying night soil on the head. Understand? So here we can see that the many more farmers movement is took place later. Is it? In a sense, here the farmers want to get the attention of the government. They start the movement here. In a sense, here the farmers are facing the many more economic problems. Is it? So these farmers want to get the attention of the government. So they start the movement here. But here the government thought likewise, it is a politically motivated movement, politically motivated farmers movement. For that purpose, they are used their political their police power by the firing, lathi charge, is it, and ordering. By this they control that movement. So in the period of the 1980, we can see that the Naragunda revolution is took place, farmer revolution, farmer movement is took place for that purpose only, because of attempt on the farmers is the main intention of the movement. Then this is the Naragunda movement is a completely pro-farmer movement. Understand this? What is in Naragunda? ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಟೆನ್ಷನ್ನ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಸ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ತಮ್ಮ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇವರು ಒಂದು ಹೋರಾಟವನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅದು ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಮೋಟಿವೇಟೆಡ್, ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಪ್ರೇರಿತವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಕೆಲವು ರಾಜಕೀಯ ನಾಯಕರು ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅವರ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಪವರಿಂದ ಲಾಠಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಆರ್ಡರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವರು ಆ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ದಮನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ನರಗುಂದದಲ್ಲಿ 1980ಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ. ರೈತರ ಮೇಲೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಿಂದ ಆದ ಹಲ್ಲೆಗಾಗಿ. ಅದ್ರ ಬಿಟ್ಟಗಿನ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ pro farmer movement. In Naragunda movement is a pro farmer movement. Understand this? Yes, here after the Naragunda farmer movement, here in our Karnataka, Professor M.D. Nanjundaswamy, he started the Karnataka Raita Parishad, Karnataka Raita Sangha. Is it? Then here it is came to the existence in the presidentship of the Rudrappa. So here M.D. Nanjundaswamy, he has become the convener of this Karnataka Raita Sangha. Then N.D. Sundaresh, he has become the secretary of Karnataka Raita Sangha on that period. Yes, here they made the many more demand. They put the many more demand on in front of the government. So what are those? The scientific price fixation. Is it? There is no scientific price fixation. For that purpose, the farmers getting the very low value for their goods. Is it? So they demand the scientific price fix for the goods and stop the seizing for the properties of the properties of farmers for their debits. Is it here the farmers are losing their what it is something, is it, in a sense here the farmers are in the distress, it's impossible to pay the debit. So here government is seizing the property of the farmers due to the what is more debit, is it. So here they demanded to stop the seize of the properties of the farmers for their debits. Understand? Then next is the next demand of the Karnataka Raita Sangha, that is the provide the infrastructure. Is here the villages are not have the more infrastructure like the transport, communication, market, banking system, insurance. So these are all not available in the villages. Karnataka Raita Sangha is demand for the provide the infrastructure. Is then villages should get their share out of their resources. Is it the more villages resources get by the industries, is it, but here the villages are not getting the raw material properly. For that purpose, the next demand of the Karnataka Raita Sangha is the villages should get their share out of their resources, is it, extended. Then levy system to be stopped. These are all the demands of the Karnataka Raita Sangha. Understand? Then afterwards, nowadays also we can see that the many more farmers movement is going on, is it. So here the Kaveri water dispute, afterwards the Mahadai disputes is off to the judgment, is it. So this is all about the farmers movement. Yes, so let us discuss about that the labor movement. Labor movement is a movement and it is demanding the better working condition and pay for the workers. That is, it is a movement for demanding the better working condition and pay for the workers, along with the demands for the implementation of the labor related legal provisions is called the labor movement. Understand this? What it is? Labor movement is a movement is demand the better working condition and pay for the workers, along with the demands for the implementation of labor related legal provisions is called the labor movement. They are all what is this movement is the main reason for that better working condition and good payment for the laborers. Then demand for the implementation of labor related legal provisions, is it, in the sense they want to get some legal provisions. For that purpose the labor union or this labor movement is took place, is called the labor movement. Then afterwards we see that the pro-labor philosophy can be seen, is it, against the capitalism. Is it the many more labor philosophy, pro-labor philosophies are there against the capitalism. So involving the opposing is exploitation of the capitalism. These capitalist peoples are exploit the laborers. For that purpose we can see that the pro-labor philosophy is coming to the existence. Then afterwards here we can see that in the due to the industrial revolution, here in the European countries the people are lost their work in agriculture and they are all migrate to the industries. So job availability is more in the industries. So people from the villages to urban area and agriculture to industrialization, they migrate from the agriculture to industrialization. Here due to the more workforce come to the industrialization, for that purpose the capitalist persons are start to misuse these labors, is it. Then they are all forced to work a large hours, is it. What is they forced to labors work large hours, is it. This is the exploitation of the labors. After labors are determined that and they start to make a union and movement against this what is business person, in the sense industrialist. So here the many trade unions and also the worker parties are started in the world, is it. So these worker parties and also the trade union is become the one of the political party in the various countries also. So here in the period of the 1864, the labor union is started first time in the London. The first time the labor union is started in the period of 1864 in London only. Then the protection of the its labor union, the main intention is that to protect the interest of the workers. What is to protect the interest of the workers is the first intention of the labor union. So the next is the implementing the 8-hour shift working. What is implementing the 8-hour shift working? In the sense they are all giving the more large work to the people, is it? So they extend the working hour, but here the labor movement is demand likewise implemented the 8-hour shift working, is it? The first labor association, so first men's labor association is started. Is here in our India in the period of the 1923. Here act is implemented by our government. Through that it want to ensure the social security for the laborers. Then it is a help to the Indian trade union also, is it? Then afterward also many trade unions and labor parties are exist in the various part of the world. Understand, this is all about the labor union or labor movement. Discuss about that untouchability prevention movement. Is untouchability is the one of the inhuman practice, is it? Here we can see that exploitation of the untouchables. In a sense, touchables exploits the untouchables. It's one of the inhuman activity, and these untouchables are lost their human rights by practicing of this what is untouchability. It is a inhuman practice of the stratified society. Understand this. Yes, let us discuss about that. What is the untouchability movement? Is it untouchability movement is a movement. It is aimed at eradication of the untouchability and attacks on untouchables. Understand? Untouchability movement is a movement. It aimed at that. What is eradication of the practice of untouchability and attacks on untouchables. Is it? Here his society is exploiting the untouchables. It is a very inhuman. Those people are lost their rights. Is it? So we can see that it is a very harmful for the society also. Here the people lost their rights also. Is it? Let us discuss about the brief history of the prohibition of untouchability movement. Is at before the constitutional development, in the sense that before the introduce of the constitution, we can see this type of the untouchability. After the when constitution came into force in our country, then afterwards we make the many legal provisions for it is eradication of this untouchability. Yes, and before the independence, we can see that Jyotiba Phule has started the movement against the untouchability and also the backward classes. He want to provide the these facilities for the backward classes also. Is it? And this movement is against the Varna system. What is this movement is against the Varna system. Afterwards, the Jyotiba Phule he want to provide the facilities for the untouchables. We can see in the history. Then afterwards. During the period of the 1917, here the untouchable movements is took place in Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh also. Then in the period of the 1925, Periyar Ramaswamy he started the movement. He started the movement in the Tamil Nadu, is it? In the period of the 1925, Periyar Ramaswamy started the movement in the Tamil Nadu. Understand? So likewise we can see that the many more untouchable prohibition is movement is took place in the history. Then we can see that Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is also start his movement against the untouchability and providing the facilities for the women also. In the period of the it is during the period of the 1930. So on that time the round table conference is going on. So on that period also he called that in the future these untouchables are become the rulers of India. Is it? He called it that. Similarly, he started to fight against the untouchability. Then he provided some legal measure to eradicate this untouchability, and he gave some reservation in the constitution. He stressed to give the reservation in the constitution and education opportunity to the women and also the untouchables. Understand this. Then also he started the periodical like Mookanayaka. He started the periodical like the Mookanayaka. Through that, what he did? Through that, he make this Mukanayaka is a weapon, and he discussed the untouchability and at its harmful effects, and how the people are exploiting the untouchables. So he make this Mukanayaka is a weapon to eradicate the untouchability. Then afterwards, the Mahatma Gandhi is also he thought likewise the liberation of the untouchability is a very important along with the freedom movement. Is it? So we can see it had a long history to eradicate the untouchability. So many more untouchability movements is also took place in our world. But after the independence, we can see that the many more legal acts came into the force. For that purpose, it is reduced nowadays. Understand, this is all about the untouchability prevention movement and history of prohibition of untouchability movement. Understand, this is all about that your sociology third lesson, social movement.